Half a day, buenas dan saludo para todo si Mani kung winigit programan Marianas Agupa. Ang Sabado talos Stefanelos ginin oran alas 9 gegan este oran alas 11. Undang kululu na kulo para todo sabzo ni Mani kung winigit 100.3 FAMA. Ritutumbo Stefanelos giyon senit na kapasidad elektrisidad gayri. Zaumadod ka na, papatinian, luta, zan guenaw gi islan guaham, spesyal na kulo para todo samzo. Para zo que manggaygi sa Estados Unidos, zan terit mundo, in felicita todo samzo half a day. Talo ganini gadbo na tanota. Marianas para todo samzo, saludo para todos lo que siya manggaygi YouTube, live YouTube, para imanggay giloke gwanaw gi Facebook, para imane ko gi TuneIn Radio. Jus masi italo na timpun mizo pa ko na Sabado, importante din na para tapan adingan, ginin hila na nota, na manadid ganit. Za, wana bayay na ti pareho siya hinaso, lo ginin inatupin hinaso, sempita soda futuro. Para todo dusit dan para ajo siya mamamayla na henerasyon. Pues po na dia, September dia 25, 2021, después de mapanyagon Jesucristo. Sa itrongkon tuba-tuba na para takalang hitpaw na Sabado, bunga man malefan no na trongko, gay fundamento no na trongko, manapansisid benon siya gi entalo stakan kolat put para mungay guaka no huzong. Kaya istorya no? Antes na tempo siyempre siya no ta diskute kumugwa tempo pa ako na Sabado. Law, mala zatapan sige mo na zatanay lokwe isigenti siya na muna na ganas iprogramata humuhugwi ang Sabado. Pinini na tanay saludo para anonymous donor si Jus Masi o todo lo que inangoko winigi programata informasyon na humuhuzong para itaw-tawta Chamorro zan Maniluta Carolina mga man malefan no talalang nusuzong este ko sa kiugwa mas inakomprendi gihap man masusisidig winigi slata parewa winid zan Maniluta gwenaw gi zaguam. Pues si Zeus Masi, anonymous donor, Diabetes Prevention Foundation, lope si Zeus Masi. Ginin itutun niya lope si Hakatsui Programata. Si DylanTauber.com. Ito na background is siyempre na para talang inususong pa ako na Sabado. No Angel. Sa tanay tongkulo na si Zeus Masi, si Dylan. Ito na background is si Programata. DylanTauber.com. Kung ukaste. Backdrop. Ito na music bed. Programan Marianas Agupa. Yeah, sige, music bed.
Dylan Tauber is an artist, musician, and author who has been based in New York City, Jerusalem, Miami, a remote island in the southwestern Pacific, and now in northern Israel.
All right, DylanTauber.com is on your music bed. Este programata, isang tati na igagigin. O panhuzong, wala, natapansin mo na pa ako. No muna huzong este siya. Alright po sa equip po ni Embassy Enterprises sa Dudu Lope para i-azudo binigi programata dan i-dota time check i-Bravo Pharmacy and Wellness Center ti siya man malefay no para in renueva i-amot nizo para refill Gagiha garapan o sinukag man, mga man malefan no? Yung sago ko sa piloki, ma-extend siya man mabakuna ho. I-bravo sa pinonon, so that no. Time check para pa na Sabado. Bravo Pharmacy and Wellness Center at 9:04.
Ikumitsyang tinamog dyan hinin i-Bravo Pharmacy dyan Central Maulig na hinin. Pronto dyan listo na servisyon amo para hinin no. Tawagan wato i-233-233-2668. Email is over prescription i-bravomeds@gmail.com. Mabababagin in Lunes esta Viernes. Ininiuran alas 9 gigan, esta oras alas 6 ipupoy. Sabado, ininiuran alas 9 gigan, esta oras alas 1 kanuwang talo. Tawagan wato i-233-233-2668.
Alright, mga malefa na Bravo Pharmacy and Wellness Center. Time check at 9:04. Pago na Sabado. Wala, natapan sige muna. Alright, mala, datanoy saludo lokui ikumakatsu i-programata i-garapan farmers market mga malefa. Manggayagya siya imanmangi na gulay, ginin ilansu, ginin ifuitsan ato siya na lansiruta, iman guagwalo. Check what to gi farmers market, garapan. Manggayagya siya Loki maniluta si Paula o sino si Leroy. Check what to din fahan ato siya naman mangi gulay, man fresco siya na gulay, garapan farmers market. Pagod ang imbumiyay ho papa luta mga malepa natin saga Gikuro Garden Rota Hotel. Gaygiha gikantong tasi mga malefa na jangdien poini zon ilaw. Un ilaw watu giislan Guaham un liya sempre donggat with the Z.E. Anderson Air Force Base mga malefa nila. Alright po sa si Zeus Masi, talo para Ikoro Garden. Resilient Roots. Sige, si Mike Naputi. Apatitinas, kalang. Spondylosis din na kalang. Check si Mike Naputi. Bonito estimagay. Lalokoy The Waves. Nangin malago manmangi siya na ng kanot sa muro. Bisita The Waves. Alright. Pusinigi para pa ako na Sabado. Nagadat na ready apan si Luta si alright, wa siya pibinisya man halong pa ako na Sabado no. May la, datan na ay kulo para todos este siya sigente. May sumililibra ihanin mapadagunya gwini na si Mana para si Ray Palacios, espesyal na kulo para hago Ray, na ginumay kong kaut, si Duta si John Regis, si Liling. Special birthday para hago Brother John Regis. Marita Iglesias Lokwe, espesyal na kulo para hago sa Honolulu, para si Patrick Takay, espesyal na kulo para hago Pat, para si Lori sa Nicolas, gininas pa rin Ben, dan todo si familia para hago Lori sa Nicolas, espesyal na birthday kulo, para si Kanso Woman Juanita Mendiola na papatinian, sa ginumay ko kawanet, espesyal na kulo na Bravo How, sa bulas siya asunto para unsetbi siya imanilutang na papatinian. Si Senator Edith De Leon Guerrero Loque, Lazio, asililibra winina si Mona, na birthday. Si Sonia Taimanyaw. Si Sonia Taimanyaw gita Hilo Hawaii. Si Sonia, mapatumagi yung sa si Fons Taimanyaw. Special na birthday kulo para hago Sonia, iminumay ko ka. Wala, datapan sige mo nagminisag walo kuya asunto siya para ta diskute. Binigit programata. Pinini na mala data lahana na halo mesti siya i-half man masusedi pinini nagwini na si Mona. Dispois di no? Wa para ta diskute di asunto i man mamamayla siya na si Mona. Kat como outro semana ou sino outro mês, apa siya po fan masusedi binigit programata. Importante na tanah fan manuwi man ang tao talo. May la, at diskuti finili na i-half masusedi wini na simana malofan nyayhun i tropical storm wini ge papa na isla mas i sanlitsan gi za Guam za dididi anak fan problema i trungkun sodda mga kang zo manglu sodda safa sa edzwa fetsanya i parau tumba i trungkun sodda pues ini ke no palabrata no na manglu sodda este typhoon sodda
katahan. Sinanang kumakatingin, anay hatutin si tatan.
Alright, mala sa staff ako on ito no YouTube. Para ato siya loki maniikong gi TuneIn Radio Marianas Agupa Facebook sa pawom restore restore. Okay, pues mala pawom sa para ato siya manggayig no. Alright, primo manggayig live streaming si Zeus Mose. There's a no patience. Okay, pues mala datapan sige mo na gini. Padiskukutig gini siya po hapman masusedig gini na si Mana otro gini na importante para ta zopti huzum para matao ta gwa siya asunto siya man gaygigi pisun inadingan para didiskuti parewa ihapman masusisidigi exu ideni ilikfenoni at siluta si Zande Rosario so ninay mas loki mas mauling na hilemdoy si luta no online gambling esta sige siya madiskuti parewa ginin membro este siya ito ta casino commission na na desisyon para man mailihi siya di legislatura po dinisidi nga dinansi para uwaha online gambling online gaming ini siya put para mas kinalamting no revenue siguro nigi maatan lo esta umbisisti gaygi bini pag sa garapan ulia apa na mismo izota commission casino commission no tisinya mafoksi gobernamento ta tisinya matsuli ito siya na kwenta iman madidibihit sa pogo kasi ni na problema sa umbisisti gaygi binigi tatin gimata no tisinya takulek tay mano pong kuleg izi para ugaygi online na tuntungo mao wato. Kasi nigi siya na dinida mangkukuna na yalubi publiko. Sa foira di waha talo siya asunto kumuzong ginin dota delegate na sigun ginin renastrea opisina niya na online gambling illegal sigun ginin marastrea ginin Departamento Justisya abogado na umaatan Department of Justice sa Amerika na illegal wahay na lay mga wire act sa estisiya para online gaming illegal trivia sa tima na susoy gilibro pos mas hana lebuk hinasun tawtaw ko ini fuera di para makat para regulate estisiya no makat para kuleg lokoi zanging guaha madidibi sa tana umbisisti sa pago tiya papasi maski 80 milyon pesos bula dibi niya Imperial Pacific man fifila todos ato siya man madidibi para ufan mananahalom siya no losot para ufan gay fila na ufan mapose sa hita na manggay paulog guaha tratus man mafirma sta poco tita tutsuli unigi uno na rason na takumbibida si Mr. Igisomar sa makikila itano publiko kahafa bidada niya na para ukuleg lokwe kao debut fanfayo losot sa fila sa makikila itano publiko ikata kwanto man madidibihit ginin Department of ginin Public Land ini ginaw siya patan sa kumuhita dueño ni Tano na Northern Marianas descent importante siya na ufan ma-answer na question pues inigi afadelos na ta aagang siya iman mapunta zangin tisinya on answer kustosa business mo para gaygi na posisyon okay pues inigi sa itaw-taw ta tisinya ta pansuag ini half manalang no siya na question inigi madimamanda ne manotauta na debut pronto informasyon sa ogo gaygi ko kau maunut sinya matutsinya dibi niya quanto man madidibihit pareho dyan i-gobernamento talo ko half na sa pago. O siya nige, no gumaygi sa hululo, i-otro gwini, no daw na ta-diskuti di esti half masusesi di sa Amerika sa mafatwa, mga gesti, anan mapatinas lai o sino mapatinas no mapasa, mafitma sa mamalay sa Amerika, mafatwa, mga gesti gini slata, sa uno esti na humuguzong, anak pan manunuwit loki ginin i-zorta no delegate pinili half siya pan masusisi di no pinili na sige muna esta madiskuti sa mapasa di continuing resolution sa tumafak sa Kongreso siya sa Amerika, Estados Unidos desisyon niya po este budget para kinatga muna gobernamento federal Amerika sa gwagbeno siya partiloki siya asunto na hazuzuda isla siya territories sa manggayita gweno sa umaafak sa esti na pud esti niya bulan na dibi niya federal no maski 28 trillion $28 trillion na DB sa anay humalom nuevo na presidente si President Biden no disya de humalom wini na sakan esta maski 7.8 trillion talo kumahulo na DB sa hati po na pose no sulidanon Amerikano no iman mamamayla siya na henerasyon po na pose denigi muna man tungtung ulo membro legislatura Amerika no na man mapapaisin Republican para ma-suspend isi debt limit DB kosa kiyo kinatgamo na siya man masusisidigi COVID na COVID-19 siya na affecta ekonomiyan Amerika sa hitalo ko ini za kumo manasaga ni tisinya mas mafoksidi sa lapi. Denigi buna ko mahulo no 7.8 trillion pesos put para o kinatga mo na Republican teman malago para ma-suspend sa hawdi po na policy sa hunggan di dan siya sepi pamaguntay law importante lo ko nila la publiko zanginti ma-suspend debt ceiling DB Amerikano na hadidibi mo na siya para para sa lapon siya na midson na sa lapi sa tarisisibe kung tumaza iti masuspend siyempre siya whiling niya siyempre siya no ultimon itano dilibo itano sa siyempre tumaza social security parado siya man risisibe kada bes siya tumaza zaginti masuspend iti debt ceiling DB na Amerikano o si President Biden tatunga na maski $3 trillion talo para foksi huzo para ajuda ekonomiya para ajuda siya publiko pudi man masusisidi na mampus no problema itano por siya chinot zaino muna mapupus na Democrats na para masuspend sa kumuti masuspend siyempre siya tumaza disability benefits para siya man disisibi no beneficio no benefits titatungo ka ufatto siya gano food stamp para umaribaha talo food stamp us kumuti masuspend siya ti mapasa siya budget in America no gi December sa pawesta resolution na it's a continuing resolution esta ki umafaksa siya minalago siya Kongreso compromise no continuing resolution. No, este kumikilig niya zanginti masuspendi debt DB Amerikano. Na siya tumaza siya. Pues ha afamelos para ato siya zangin tumaza siyempre ito manhalong wato gibangkon niya zaman na mausa todo do half na gay savings. Do timonya tumaza kumahulo unemployment. Bula na siyempre talo timan matsotso tauta pud probleman budget gida Amerika. Sini kay no dalalang niya gikadadaha na eksplikasyon gi monus nyo taka gi hafman masusiside gitano especially sa Amerika na hapapat sa lina la imanaw tao taguni. Kasi nigi apa ni los pa mo na Sabado mala tapan sige mo na guni. Lang nos Estados Unidos después tapanono papa di Island Guam dan si Peter tasuli loki hapman masusiside na papa Guam kitugo ko ahuhungo ka si Peter so van agang kanina halum an munhazan tapanono papa tinian za takan adingan si Senator Singh después tulusit papa luta dan siguelo Tim manazan siguelo Tim tipo posible si luta si Isidoro okay nangatatagifan si Peter ko sinya humalong pa ako. Okay, hindi na malum pa ko si Peter si Jesus masi na nagata no na halum si luta lopi za o lang no saf man masusisi di gano gis lang guam ni sinya gua interes di publikon Marianas dan todos adu siya maneho di Estados Unidos. Buenas para hago Peter.
Buenas señor Glenn and para todos siya ni maneho no maulika likno ko na manglo chota estilo Paraguay de bata sa pula chota ki sa tapin umay ni cheta tinemba lo demasao no mega utan tak lo mau ka daw ta
Molik pa rin tinanong
yeah mungkin ko to pay waterlands kini mo gini
ganun
ya sabi na kita atin ocho na lugar siya no angin di drought pues man diluvio pues man mamali kaya dini you know kita atin no ocho batang talo siya lo di kuntosta kinapos na si Mona na po di public auditor komentos na si AG Livet Camacho na apa tu no ha opisya si Senator Blas dan si DJ Cruz no pudi apa ma likvidonya si Camacho na makakasi gue no ari di Paraguay di makakasi lo you know masosod pada masosod nek pero sobi apa you know dinanti pero matsobi lo Lagawin si Livet Camacho na lagi usahannya right Glenn sila di you know di manafag sa hafan no opinion niya pues na sinasedi na pues anay komento si Camacho like it's not that simple angin pero atan pero analisa pues kumikilig niya doon na sangi doon opinion na kino si Cruz ya hindi na ilag ko para ko naging wawi AG na hindi daw na para otro pero DCD angin sangi no inatan niya dani inatan no na pues otro na asunto after the malefado no pero falago gini mamala na weekend ni or ay di mamala na weekend o isya na weekend Agupa matutun siyempre manyahag gini malki
all right pusa
yan kita may kuwasa i-fiska sa may tagi no musfir fish pa manyahag ko pwede siyempre kinanero sa matitik mapos matitik
Talaza lo siyempre no ate mano esti an matisi tempon sinagun apa esti no or sino mano esti apa dilaling mo Manyahag no manapat ti tao to kumo manadsudaw pada ba?
Unggan,
Okay.
todo ang yung timanadsudaw sa esti mapus eko kon gata do fenan dosi pat tutsi na coolers ti un pat kada na mananaw no umeman na magtalada na
Aha.
fenan size na tao no manapula dosi pat tutsi na cooler pues
Wow.
manapati siya pues mapati familia mapati magkatsong da mapati didilo ko ya sinaw na factory ki kantonsalan pada kwato ki flea market sa sisiga ki flea market
Mabibindi sempin no taro no neji wa sempis ta ji ma asnin tukun no.
unggan
Right.
so pula magwaita lo ki di fresco sa pero makeliquid pero fedeni na ita lo kwito pamafito
Right. Okay. Basta.
so di otro na sunto po si Michael Sinicos talo ekwa kong lito na nebo talo doon na complain
So kung nasa
no
ma-dispensa? Oh, okay.
no nebus din na complain no Paraguay na hahaso ano atan esti haji paku po suknisa mapus na complain na sukdi donya previous staffer linatsi ni previous staffer oversight no dalay na oversight ito 27 na amendment na patinas kito na financial declaration the na na tatali ko sa ito na model responsible ko lo kisinya dansi you know pues este talo po dito na stock trading na the hati pa usokni sa the responsibilidad di opisina so ito na personal stock trading ito
Apat i-issue gini ko tiya disclose na guano kabuo niya gi kompanya siya?
ungan na walay ay the rule low lie walay na apat no angin matatapos nga na ki kongreso puede the annual financial declaration bisita ang report in Sigidas then you know mamana pat manpendial stock
Okay.
right
Anda.
sida maatan maulik ito na lo lati bitanya pues eko ati posok ni lekun na posok ni si Sahara Defensor ni the top employee ni Dilingo eko kon gata so na pumaran gotpin
Enggan.
pumaran nayon or pumaran gotpia di Stephenan just meses tapti
Di boy na menti na pumara. Gupit yan.
Tagi eko la koma dulak taluan itu no di hafan ni gonggong ni taja masangat put you know po hanaw po fanaliga or truno oportunidad or you know ma-accept na banda or ekwa afa no lo silensya taja masangat you know pues and Filipino English that says more than a lot.
Sepi Pogo is una complaint sepi US House Ethics Committee no matan so Pogo.
Todo tempo si ginawa ethics you know so yeah you know kwa iningo ko kwa man atungo na kwa DC na malalati si Miguel sa anay abaduno mudungi news na pumanay ko amili $345 million pa ispat no dulu sangan na you know we work we did this slow malalati sa absence and non-participant gets in the bill between si Robert Underwood, na Denging good news. And at Sonic, itaw-taw, haji pero for nazi na haji pero gagigi sa Menani Parade.
Okay.
Yeah. Esta man at sa ikat haji pero abot no for nazi parade.
Maanyo no masabli siguro no ito to.
Yeah. So, ko popalago pa governor lo sita itaw-taw kwamo panamata daw matabay matanyel para wow, like in English, he's the biggest con artist Guam has ever seen. Yeah. So, and no, para pagod okan so look what no.
Ulay no, ako no, ay podesti i-flood na gini no tutungo ko flooded loki Guam no todo to lugar pat mauno mas ne Jadi inalahan, esta tuwa naman matulay kasi naan pago official siya. Jadi sumintedzo kita inalahan no esta zo pretty much man makover ti siya no haluma itasig kita lang no siya man matay no gi man mafut esta todo zo man ma-secure.
Unggan lo kada manutan ikanan ay ganaw papa no mana lilis to todo abad maaga ni backhoe na
Okay.
Sa gagad dun sa kuhaan no simento na kanat
Okay.
papatulay lo ko na the todo tempo tagi piyaw then todo siya ni man matumba siya na tinano
Milang no? Milang siya. Okay. Pues na question po sa si Zeus Masi talo Peter. Para si Miss ulay continuano pamanogbi like ta si Miss Gun Geftaw sa ulina esta praktika ilingwahin sa moro si Zeus Masi Peter and Hamza and si Stacy si Zeus Masi.
Okay, Glenn.
Alright, dapat sige mo na talit si Luta si Peter Santos ganaw gigan po na tanoy man sa moro Islan Guaham sta ilahi niya mga si Miss Gun Geftaw sta sige mo na 2 anyos sa so esta tungo minut sa moro sa hafa sa mapraktika denigi ta epuk siya manaw ta na fanaw biloki fa magunniso law asunto siya na man kikilulok gitano kana Guam nagwaha loki siya asunto no Potante loki binigi slata esta sige loki kumiten sasatan an marizo JGO committee esta sige muna wasa sablin niya loki no kita tubo parangayan na para maagang halong si governor na para testify pudi mala kondukta siya naman masusedi po asuntun sa lapi publiko naman magasta ti propio sigun ginin investigasyon na talili esta muna lagwani na fan fufuntun na matungo na matutsinya at sutsinya nagasto para magasta sa lapi publiko pues siya biniman halom siya informasyon na gaygi siya ebidensya gi Departamenton Finance. Importante na upan maatan na upan maagang halom. How siya manggaygi gwenaw gi Departamenton Finance ginin ezo na tempo anay guiza kumubit no. Anay matutun siya igasto. Di siya depende na tinituhon umatan i-record. Na para mas klaro data mensyo na gihalatsa na sa muro hita na man sa muro ta man zo asid na tawtaw na zanyin esta klaro na magasta ti propio no makafaisin si governor sigun gining iman ahalong winilopi na wala niya basta upang gagawa dispenso sa sinya madispensa gwi no sa todita man lalatsi law yalibes niya no wasya naman ang tawta tizan niya no at saka upang gagawa dispenso debut mapena Pulibidakan niya siya. Pues enigi, no, siyempre no, umaatan iso na kaset, gay gihulo, komite, sa gininino umaatan sa siyeno man manoy lupit na responsibilidad. Pero guaha inatan gyalong i-tres na ramas kubinamento na debyo balansa muna. Hindi po para taza gini gay gihilo ilay. No todo do magpareho siya ipwetsa law importante na kumuhago na inino na responsibilidad como eksekutibo haw nagaygay importante na unsuli na lopi na responsibilidad para klaro mo na sa mga ni zigasto siya na iti maturisa wa siya importante na fan makonsidera kat kumueno siya mamamayla siya na positive como gobyerno na importante loki zangin humano gobyerno debi loki sinya dan ti sinya pa ko debi mana kisinya zi po ano gi first class mga nata represent tao na gay kita tatati za ti represent na fan banidodo suit mga na fatatsong di hilo idambulo pusen gi loki siya debi wa balansa gweno law sinimbar ko ni siya man masusesidi za tatagi man na papa tinian dan si Senator Singh pwede no listo loki si duta stanay tafan adingan put gano papa tinian man masusesidi okay suppose din ang tafan na papa islan Guaham o sino islan duta dan si Guelo Tem tafan adingan si Guelo Tem no pulihaf loki man masusesidi gano papa. Okay, so buenas, Senator Singh, para hopo dan todo si familia.
Ya, buenas, Glenn. Buenas para todos los que me conquistan en la estación de Marianas Agupa. Glenn,
Ulay no, Senator Jesus Masi. Sige muna.
si Aning si estación de Marianas Agupa di Taapwe.
Ulay no, za patana ino na manistan.
Wonder na ito, okay, that's patun mo.
No hananay zo gana sisti para tafan adingan za di manotautan
Ulay na gawin, tapat sa si Tim na.
Aha.
Penalty lupa rin gobyerno.
Aha.
Hilang. Honestly, usasangan ni gobyerno no sa tigaw na tao to. No like no. Iti posisyon na.
Ingan.
Da para tayo na Pilipinas siya. Na klase po fan masusesidi na. Ito na sa na galatsa na daging tayo na kwalidad representasyon na. Gusto ko asti tao-tao tiniyan siya mang gobyerno. Siya na klaseng mistake na siya. Dan ito na ugalutin na ilay sti Coast Guard dan sti immigration sa federal sti. Apa lai bidan nimi to ko manaham no mandios na ni gobyerno. No maknanawa adong gwa, maknanawa talo dun, liunog idam dito. Kumumprende. Panamay ko, how na man masusesidi gwini siya? It makes me wonder. Rekunedya mi ko daso, no, blame din na area na. Manazapeng, Suli lang na oportunidad sa Glenn, malago doon na studio Marianas Agupa o rekunisa siluta siya po. Diyan niya sagwan niya as Lidian mo manglo niya na. Dan especialmente rin para Elaita. Ilay niya ni magradua di Nevo Academy.
Oh, okay. Hindi lang siya.
Siya. Manawi ni Radanga na officialmente lieutenant. Nasudo siluta lokin no tinatulog ng tagwa na silos pinamori kan tinay biyo. kada maptugin ni bandan isti official na ilanya istigi Glenn da magu toko talo ungkurnet gini ni selapta luta
Za fanan Navy SEAL is si Paul Jr.
siyo
Navy SEAL. Ando
siyo
isi nai fanan ni mas no takilo gi bandan in Navy na gi esti no SEAL isi nagrupo pumuno si Bin Laden ne si esti SEALs.
Diyan ay nung nagkautan mag-train ni Navia na islokwi.
Todo siya gini ni Aire, gini ni Tasi, gini ni Tano, naman ma-training na todo no. No parofat tu ganot sinya gipon Navy SEAL no.
Kwenti lang wow statisi niya no na Glenn. Lo mayra data saludas da isenita po mangro niya no pilay.
Kaya siluta pa na Amerika. Kaya no waluki no atsakinya toto na ilo. Pwede umeiku ya is American este.
Kulay no congratulations lo que para si Junior na si no lieutenant no mangro niya Junior.
Yeah.
No damago festi para familia kan todo wow. Magugusto ni ulis lang.
Dong kululu na kulo.
Glenn na masya magad manata sawit. Halong winig politiko union na halong Amerika, Estados Unidos. Lo maulik Glenn na improvement no tago istorya lo Marianas ya. Istiya latsa lukki meeting partidas di Democratic Functionist ni Doko. Lo lainnya si Luis Camacho na. San Roque, congratulations lo kilay Luis dan ni Laimon ni magtulay ka kumuntos na kaya jowa ka nang Glenn. Nagay. So, Air Force lo kwesti na.
Okay. Mauniza, what is it? Half a day, no? Half a day? Okay.
All over no, across the nation no, itaw-tawtan no, yun in Northern Mariana. No, mag-fly, kada taon mo, siya na accomplishment na.
Dami dimensione, no? Pues nigi otro dati
engineering friend isa lang nga pareho dun si Seneta so engineering na English kino matsuli. Anyway, congratulations para todos ang ni familia na gini ni Marianas Agupa. No Glenn, ulalay yung on behalf of the station.
Oh yes. Thank you, Senator. Donc kulo na accomplishment no zati visa then na buda siya manutaw taluki ma deserving ni siya na recognition.
Yeah, it's several times ni stuck na accomplishment si Edwin Evangelista lukin yan.
Jan ginintinian si Hobsonider no?
Ginigitado si Hobsonider is coming up.
Yes,
you know, ulang guys. Ya oportunidad lo que na Glenn mas ancho pago na tempo. Kini antes na. Wow, magtuasra why put para peke halong gi recruiter. Sa kawai ni magatsan si director Yu Bora na. Siguro malumam adia miti biya ni recruiter na pesa recognize you na now I know you. You're not a U.S. citizen. You're past territory. Paano ba? Isinesta? Naintindiyo no?
Iminalago mo no punholong do tisinya sa
Iminalago. Magtusugat to lasta sigido mandagi. Sa malago na kinumupo pa benam na yun.
No, izomustaw. Gumodyo.
Right. Mano na guama ni Uko Viji Disa.
Ay 94 no?
Ano malum do hanan ulo na Kaya nga di immigration, nagwawa na bulan na na yung taw-taw di airport. Kaya nga di immigration. You see that red line? Na tayo, Austin
Aha.
Ipumago mo assume nila red line. Kuya, nga, just follow that. Sa niltatiyo na ako nido na yung halong pare, mas magas na immigration. Lahat nga, ifinin na mapaisin kung mga ngadigatun sa lapen kung di rin nga dati po tinagdam, kung gajagin yung dun sa iyo na yung resig yung bura.
No, apa no winaw na tempo no tisinya nede paron haluma gi recruiters on ma na fan sign na tapos ma na hono no
Itutuon man madofan ijapko siya pula na po ista gini saipan si text niya si japko siya na
aha
man halum gini ni japko sa man masum di recruiter na da so dang Vietnam gino ni pasya apa kundi magi no na halum manisita na
aha
logo ani tariyaw na di malasado na
no
matutu na gano no Glenn para video tapte
ay lo unmita i qualification i height ay sa wanay no senator di 5'4" para hulo no ko
kata sasangan istila yagaw na Glenn
sinapatos ni di dong kulo na no takongnya
yagaw na ni pro hadum gi army don't fly away ulo idaknya na minor otro size niya na below studio sumabing na kulanya kana kiman makundit
lo esta pa na tempo ititanos maatan no senator do manasuay na high qualification igunun meet esta da hogun un pasa na ability na tiningo no profo nene high lo pudesta no tita lipinomo gi mapos na sabalo no esta guantis no kalan tapulon niya yun no zan
ay ba no discussing ini last week sa Afghanistan dan selama ini setelah kita kalau di Afghanistan alat saya tulis di mana balona istilah daerah Afghanistan
oh siya i-bomb tanto ibakudang no siya na
ada yang di model obamnya dan inilah sadap todo nanti tulis di mana tidak jelasnya ada iklan itu na bom ang pangtak 3 miles no aduh belum papa radius
ay no wala no na luluan no tuwa na budas ta hapong-pungit ini mapus na typhoon na pa-westi pag-didingwit na manglut sodra di pino leader na no tutugo ko sa masangan binigi halatsan naman mababa siya shelters na naliliko na luta timtaza shelter ti mababaha sa bulan no gima padit nesta na sa taza si sin padit sin na o sa bulas yan no tungkol amin na bulas yan no gima padit na
Glenn
yeah
puro tayo no wala tauto kusi logo wali ko pinsan do estado mafufu ipapehuka ni typhoon len estado mo
Ulay sa dongkulo na Rido bueno papa, right? Bueno gi siya Rido.
hopefully typhoon sa gas malulufan na iti typhoon din estaba do sa ipa low is you2 Glenn sa mga Glenn kaya kisugalong no patok ko na lapso low sentia Glenn nagumupoy sinikadera gisalada na pangpangisin lawo kumamulugang partid na kumuna na fisin pues ninakito ni Manglo ni Pesa sige kung sumadidit po dumisin talo papagi talo palakpak talo pes kumuna na ali kuku ito di gumawa na sige kumihalong Nekugi kuno malu mesti na singa dura lakam gini galung gumag bupo Banyo do Glenn, ane faisin niya sa gaw, ginextend niya, maposta niya, lagi ka sila kumungaw ka sa iti. Nakatuko to. Si Dara na Glenn, sa boss niya, ti agang na palawan, kung ito slow, ito na, kung hindi umesalaw, kung may anmaraw to,
Oh, yeah.
Mananay tayo, umesalaw, kumakatik, todo kinday. Karena dulu lecang tersebut juga kita kulan mana dipakai tiup lagi kira raw kita kulan soplang kira mana na next morning nyo tu Glenn sta profa tu dan jingwa mas ikut profa isto comprendi Sana surara dito si tatao na ang tisun na yun, 1930, istiyap di degas magkukuhun Glenn na abso. Yayri.
Después esta di Manila na klase no matan
Manila Ayri dari na manana itano. Manila. Iskiray jiwa sulit pisayan tipun kini makuskedera ni umatupi dos puesa na panguda para akuntrol audi po kinintro na pati right na. Na formation na.
Anggan rakto no na no senator. Okay. Alright, sige muna kalan dumaon di touch streaming lo di stable internet na bago.
Ini lain daw ko no na tatsa di. Ini nagwa recovery na gini na skilili lang. Na halum lo ki aplikasyon mo na anisisita senatorial district sa isolated na no stay communication. So at takan manaya dito mo permanent station.
Yeah.
Ano kula panay natas
For what?
For the station.
Yeah.
takan manay kumbul Selalu sekali lo inklusi lo ki budget sana tibu.
Alright. No.
Ya bo tumu na be sanganya lo check to na lo mesti masya itu na India ni Apache. Ano to na lo ni Indian affair?
Apa interior na Indian affairs no?
Ito no.
Yeah. Okay. Nagalas na kayo magtumawag at bisita waktu yung opisina niya.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Glenn.
Ulay, parang tulog din si Darian o Senator, si Zeus Masi.
Okay.
Wala dapat sige mo na gini. Okay, tapos ano pa luta gi oras alas 10:15, 10:15. Imanadingan na si Mr. Bennett talo. Sustainam do talo dinigi 100.3 at tseka si Bueno papa luta Depois da bireta tingwini i programata. Okay, mala sa may guest si Duta si Guelo Tim gini ni Gatbo na Island Duta. Guelo Tim, buenas para hogo.
Buenas noches, no, Gilbert, trabajo, tanong
Maulik to do no. Kaya no iman sinamat siya cedda gano papa gini desti ligat niya na manglut sobda.
Okay, no, huwag, no, tanafo na abot na tibo, por ito na siya pwede ta extending, wanto gano, di maloro.
Okay.
Okay, sinila wala tunga na no kay gito pwede ki abot na tibo na. Da antisa de baiko consimo na malagwa na talwa para by extender respeto para todos ito pamamay ni Israeluta dan lo que todos iban ekwa dan ipago na maaari no talwa no bukaga ko todos imanzot para todos ibang balaguta para rewa manggayir luta o sino manggayir sa ibang pamola lugar to mga tapamalero mga ta-extending tinanazot para siya sa semua na ato da siya iabot para itaktura dan lokal apa siya man pa tanay manaw-tawta istitak na sa mga tapamalero na tinanazot no kilo estilay no ini ke abot penting pun no malagwa kalau na bay na klaro sige na ay kita na kunjo na umausa abot penting no pagteste ke pada edukasyon importante na para tertungo kapsul ke deblo na da gelo estige tertungo na mamalagwe molik sininteta da kisya mas molik dangin kita tungo na da kita kumpete apa na omut siya magkansa itahoto na para kinibri sinantin no tinlot dan tinlo winigi karas tau tanay dan lokwe no tatungwa dan begitu mo nanti material itinekan inlala ikadem dito bisuwa ay suka bispo familia mo buhat mo paralan mo buhat kimaralan mo gusto nagkrak edigi os kilo este que hay inilalaman na no talua no zangin o atan tanutan no wala pamolik este amut natibo la no mga nata nangga na estakin no palomita me prata cesek amutta o sino tabisita istaka na so maka lo este que takaswi zangin di manentirisao imalautauta o sino iman hobit pero mantubo este abmatibo sa bula famaulik na magkinasu kinaklusiya no talwa by who consigue no umesima informasyon sa encourage iman hobit na upan manungo pun abmatibo kulungan isya na manhobit manggay pamagunay so importante no matungo sa paladan siya kaso necessário no para posse no visitação limitada but no passeio para ane siya na kalsa winegi aplikatibo ito na una importante este tiningo dan praktika winegi aplikatibo no di otro line no di amot este no talwa no palagot no backstage line no kenal dan no tenía así para todos ellos hermano tausta y pakai pada na dunia web naik bintanes no istimewa para Asia da melihat mo ufan sapo mona e familia dari Rusia wahazi makanan ko wahazi pemahaman na mufuna usto ini lain no gagiso na puesto y secara na muna no y otro na parte lain no beloben no mungkin este typhoon sa kalagon na solid kalau saya kira tahu na kalagilek mo paditsin punta no
Tunggal na nigi no
no mungkin lain no di bayi no dinay ini law magway na habig ijaluto na no esta no itaw-taw ini tipulpat apat iwaon na typhoon man. So, todo esto no está insana, tema extra intimo este para panigo este de bahasa kan man. Dan para bahasa tahu na cuma sin man. No dapat expect na kalau semester ini memang itu no pero ako nahaskan ng gino gino sa lihat no lagi perasa tahu na mga expect o kala dito sa pati manglor sa itinalo ana no esto mobile gutang no gimasit eso abati para buhabara sosyo prevention ay ini gino na manggai sa bago lang tempo no kibagay no pulas lagi mapade de manggai kima mege manaiki este lanjero bahasa ka no manggai kima ano like us no bula bakal tinggi ma no padet na jangan haja balago patwa mo gilo kung lagi ni bahanan jangan perumbuka manat na Isisabio nggak salah no 20 pesos akan na 20 pesos hasta yung manok itu na mamumuk sa iso legal manok may jangan balago so may yukut na mga julana gusto terus isti manglo no may suli positive side na no parewa di patampulo no what no likness sa no gini tempo matto hanggang siya distroso na lo istigit na bago gini gilugat na cerat manglo itu ka panto na pina no lektrodet ki maulit na ayo no dapat tu tempo manglo anak bansusuan Lokwi gua sina tiraram kifina mamaulit gua lo kina tiraram kifina mamaulit no gua na ranchero kina mamaulit gua kifina mamaulit usbaran sa mon ay tempo parewa iminaulit dan ikinabat at temano na direction amin para studi in positive side no esti indamo siya banti bulan mamafana mo lo kiman mo pa no pada daw ni esti indamo na matuwi na kufugo lo siya fugo stingamo no siya lo kiman mo siya mo lo bula lo kiman makal na puslay no gilostiki pun enonga lo portulay no ben do kulay no certain na no tupulo ngay no sa ispan o tiyan na lo luta esto ripaparan na majoria esta y manhogen no bayraiki de mang kapasidad para pasoso o sino apa siya pro pasoso na después de mapagagawa di sigurado o si manggay like ini kalingetis ka no manggay serious or close to serious na sa iban kogen niya mapagagawa waji no mono eskwela first kanto sa no kano madasa ka ipumalo man hanap prabilidad na pues no hanatas sa iban sa no pamikili ko di populasyon di begay sa mapos no ikut elemento na parewa kita kamu well jadi diriat na para wah sina adilan tu gini isa sekarang sepuluh na gini bisa mutan
Alright.
Kau lain no wah umutang ngelurit para si Bruce Bennett na na posnya lain no tanagwa di assessment di kamu well sa nggak ditira para papatrani para tautan no lo ungan no importante de que no va a train ni para otra no tiene que estar para organizar masih nak kira na lo mana ada tetapan no realistic que magoy may istige malano no posio buhan negotiation between the US Congress dan kita Commonwealth na no medyo kita hitan no ungan medyo lektan no ifa magunta para uginatan yang menamko no no importante daw walo ki azuko ini otro no na lugar anaisinya pada takiratsu sa kasa da corona winning lutar na lugar ne lang ke kwa sila malongo no panaygi pamagun no tazo of point natin no buhat no umara na tsucho but buhat no muli sa total da pedesitan mo na azuko kini izon anaisinya no umakansan di na no importante ini anetali tempo ane mamulit no ungan no begas lo corona pagan tempo ane mas mayut ikinalat tempo movement no ekonomi punya usino salapi ana isinya tak spesifik ke maratong tanai jamas pentas muna mas megesia na lai argumento no kumukudi ane penetapan hono no mona ike lacarik na manera Usore enowa no punya uma bapa eno na klase no kinasunay dan no kaatan pa dan no esta kalang kita kibikike tonu no kumike pareo dan no eti state siya di Amerika na anay no mamanangungo pekinin hisum sa mege siya na live agreemento no esta kalang mafatu irazan agreemento dan live kisas Marianas Agupa no capacidad, technology, dan resources ada pertekasun maisai. No boleh umana para di pergona teoris no amin dinayo dan nilai kumamulita doon dan dipago watan nung 5 anos kinimpago, 0 days anos kinimpago pertapaman ko dan ditulua tago ko gininisum no estialay para pago na sa
Alright. Okay.
Cuando yo estoy en la pregunta de una probabusia.
Está, Jesus Mose lo que.
Jesus Mose la en programa que dará este para da consigue una y este que está. Mauni que este que sea de persona que ocupación no pero no que mauli me para tener nanti pero lo que quieran tiene mauli para tener más mauli.
Está, Jesus Mose la para lo que. Well, tem gininigan mo na Islan Luta. Si Jesus Mose italo, mala datapan sige muna sa stag bayig mo ni bisitata. Antisa di tanang holom si Mr. Bennett, Ambrose Bennett, talang mo sa skin time check at Bravo Pharmacy and Wellness Center at 10:14.
Ikumisyantin amod zan hinimlo. I-Bravo Pharmacy zan sentron maulik na hinimlo. Pronto zan listo na serbisyon amod para hinimlo. Agang watu gi 233 amod 233-2668. Email is over prescription gi bravomeds@gmail.com. Mabababa ginin lunes esta viernes. Ginin oran alas 9 esta oran alas 6 ipupoy. Orang alas 9 esta oran alauna gitaluan talo. Agang watu gi 233 amod 233-2668.
All right, Bravo Pharmacy and Wellness Center at 10:15. The mala gatanahan na halom si Mr. Bennett, Ambrose Bennett. Ambrose, good morning.
Good morning. Half a day.
Half a day para hago, Mr. Bennett. Thank you again for appearing today on the show.
Like I said earlier, it's my pleasure, my honor, and my duty as a citizen.
All right, thank you so much. In continuing the discussion from last Saturday.
Yes, sir.
The budget that I guess they already passed it in both houses, and now it's sitting at the governor's office. That would carry forth the obligation, the government's obligation, and
Correct.
knowing the spending by this administration, some are legit, some are questionable. I understand that they're still being investigated from previous expenses. Any comment on that?
Well, first of all, the 500 million that we got from the feds should have been budgeted by the House of Representatives. The travesty is all of that money is reprogrammable now. So we don't know where that money is going to end up. The people were never given a real plan identifying exactly what all that money was going to be spent on. And if they had given us a plan, then it wouldn't be so much reprogrammable. But we don't even have any idea. All we hear is when it's being spent. Once it's spent, but the people should have input before it's spent. That's the purpose of budgeting and our representatives in the legislature. The governor pretty much, it was a money grab for the governor, him trying to use it all as an emergency was fraudulent to a large degree, which gave him control of the money. I hope that we will learn our lesson from this and that the House will create a bill that will allow for any money that's given to the CNMI over 20 million in cases like that must be budgeted by the legislature. We must never allow this to happen again, whether it be a Democratic governor or Republican governor. Our representatives need to make sure that money coming from the Fed in these large amounts needs to be programmable and not just a sole expenditure authority by one person. And then that is even reprogrammable. So when he makes it reprogrammable, that means that we don't know where the money is going to end up. And when it does end up somewhere, it's going to already be spent and we can't say anything about it. So there's really no checks and balances or accountability on this 500 million. That is my major concern. It's good that we have a budget for our government, and that 500 million, a lot of that money, more of that money should have been given directly to the people. The governor cheated the people. I think he's very cheap because he only gave the people $500. There are a couple of thousands of people who were unemployed at the time of the pandemic, thus making them ineligible for unemployment benefits. So those people are truly struggling because they don't get retirement checks or anything now, and they needed more than $500. I think the governor should have at least given everybody $1,000 from that 500 million. As far as infrastructure, I was talking about it previously on the previous show about the hospital and the medical referral program. He gave $60 to $80 million. We could have took $20 or $30 million as down payment on a hotel. There are some for the medical referral program because we're spending money on 60 to 90 rooms per day. There are some hotels that don't even have a 90-room capacity that we could be owning. We could be saving millions in the long run in hotel room costs if we just became proactive about the medical referral program and made a permanent footprint in Guam. We are now a renter class in Guam when we need to have ownership in Guam, especially when we had an agreement with the governor of Guam dating back years to assist us. And really, by us creating our own hotel, it can help to bring the CNMI people and the people of Guam closer together, because now they will know that people from Saipan are at this particular hotel, and it creates a permanent link between the CNMI and Saipan through the medical referral program.
All right. So we could explore the idea of buying not only a land, but maybe an existing hotel facility that will be owned by the government.
Correct.
And send our patient there, and it's going to be ours.
Exactly.
Because when this all dried up, there's nothing.
We're back paying rent.
Yeah. So with the money, so that would be part of the priority in your opinion.
For sure, is to make a permanent footprint in Guam, because we're going to need their services for another 50 to 75, maybe even 100 years before the CNMI has the same capabilities as they have in Guam.
Yeah, we're like,
and the two machines that the governor is talking about purchasing, the MRI and stuff, that's a good start for the hospital, but we need more for the hospital. When they made the hospital a corporation, they're talking about because they made it a corporation, it's automatically supposed to stand on its own and make sure it collects all the money. Well, they need to know that the majority of the people in the CNMI are at poverty level and below poverty level. The CNMI hospital will never collect all of those funds, and we need to create a system for that.
Okay, hold on. We have from Guam. Okay, go ahead and identify yourself, and you have a question for Mr. Bennett? Hello? Yeah, Ping? Wala mo question para si Mr. Ambrose Bennett? Okay, I think we lost the caller, but go ahead. So another subject or another no, maybe
Topic.
a proposal that we could consider or have the governor consider is to build some kind of a center for the aging population, like what they have in Guam, convalescent place for some of our population here, some of our older elders don't have,
Yes.
they don't have their children around, and
Mhm.
they reach that age where they need home care. It's good to have a place where we have a 24-hour facility, a nurse, on duty physician to take care of our aging population. That's something that maybe they can evaluate and see if it's a priority for our aging population.
Well, it should be because the numbers of the aging population is only going to increase, it's not going to decrease. I think that idea should really be an extension of the Monumco Center, because if they are combined together, the people at the Monumco Center will be visiting them every day. They will have visitors to see and maybe even play games with and stuff like that. If they put it with the Monumco Center, we definitely need that.
And if it's a good, we could invite Japanese aging population to come and visit and stay. Would be a Silver Age resort. Something
Yeah.
to think about. But anyway, I have the caller here. Any
Okay.
caller? You have any question for our guest today?
Yes, good morning, Uncle Glenn.
Good morning.
Mr. Bennett.
Yes, sir.
Good morning from Guam.
Good morning.
Mr. Bennett, while we're on the subject of the medical referral, can I throw in like a suggestion and see if I'm on the right track?
Yes, sir. I'm listening.
How about it with the government, with our governor right now? Our government have that 516 million from the Biden administration.
Yes.
Improve our CHCC, and our government make an offer, a higher paying offer to doctors that are specialists, and spend some of that money improving the equipment within our CHCC. So then our government can save money and maintain the money within our CNMI instead of our people going off island and spending money off island. So do you think our government should make a step into proceeding with making an offer, a high paying level to specialists, doctors, and improve our CHCC so the hardship of both the sick and the family won't have to go through?
Okay, good
That's
question.
all I want to share with you.
Okay,
guys.
thank you,
Dr.
caller
Glenn
Ping.
and Mr. Bennett, thank you.
Okay, thank you for calling in.
He's definitely right about expanding the capabilities of the hospital with the MRI machine and other technology. The thing about offering to pay doctors more money and is the problem is that the money that we're getting is only for infrastructure. Paying doctors will not be applicable as pretty much as infrastructure. Furthermore, if we did do that, what happens when the 500 million runs out and we can't keep paying these doctors in the long term? The hospital needs to be continuously growing at its own rate, and the MRI machines and stuff like that is a great start, but we can't just flip the hospital and expect it to continue with this money, because this money is going to run out. And that's why I say we need to be doing infrastructure things like the hotel, that we know we can sustain it because we're paying that in rent already to pay for a hotel. So we need to look at issues that we can sustain even after the 500 million is gone. What we need to be focusing on as a community is trying to hold the governor accountable for infrastructure that really can help the people now, more so than him stashing money away to be reprogrammed at a later time, because that's what I feel is happening, especially with the 80 million at DPL. They do not need no $80 million. And that's the reason 6.2 won't show up and try and explain it. We weren't given any kind of budget for that 80 million that DPL needs it for, other than they mentioned homestead. And the 3,000 that they're talking about are waiting on homesteads. That's just the list of people that have applied. 3,000 people are not waiting in line, ready to build tomorrow if they got their homestead. We've seen that movie before when we opened up Cagman. A lot of people got the homesteads, and now look at Cagman, it's still full of vacant lots. So we need to hold the governor more accountable for this 500 million. He's right, though, that we need to do all we can for the hospital, because they really shafted the hospital when they made it a corporation and saying that it should stand on its own and be better at collecting. You can't get blood from a turnip. And most of the people in the CNMI are poor and don't have insurance and can't pay. And we need to come to that realization. We need to be trying to change the poverty level and decrease it as much as possible. We're over 50%. That means over half the population is poor. And the governor, even when they issued those cards to the people, they had the poor people running around trying to find somebody to activate their card because they don't have internet. It's ridiculous.
Okay, I have another caller here. Go ahead and reduce your background music and state your name, and then we can get you on the air. Any question for the Mr. Bennett?
Yeah, this is for Mr. Bennett.
Okay, go ahead
Yes,
and
sir.
your name, and we can get on the air.
It's Louis. I know you.
Okay, go ahead, Louis.
Louis. So my first concern there, everybody was attacking the governor about what's the money come in. What about those past? Those sickness, what you guys don't think about those happen? Because me, I don't favor anybody of them. Even you against. And the money's here. The governor knows where to put. Because what happened for the past and what happened to the sickness was attacking us. No job, no tourism, no everything. So the government is trying to minimize what it does spend. I don't know whether they spend a lot of money, but we have to understand that we got a lot of problems for the past how many months, how many years ago. We have that kind of problem. Until now, we have. So I don't think so. We keep on doing that to our governor. We have to respect, because the people put him to be a governor. So what I understand from the governor, he's trying his best. He's trying his best to minimize. It's not because you say that you need to put the money there, he's going to governor just turn around and say, okay, take that 50 million to there or 100 million. He's trying to minimize because even the people here, they don't work for how many months? And the people are dying because no tourists, no business, even the business are crazy around how to get. But us too, in our cinema, we're trying to respect our governor, to let him do, because we vote him to do his job. His job to finalize all the money that came in and balance all the area that he needs. I don't know, because Rota, Tinian, Saipan, and North Island. See, we have 5 islands, and governor trying to minimize everyone receives equally. So what is my understanding from you? How you explain that to the people? Thank you.
Okay, that's a caller, Louis. Thank you for calling. Any comment on that?
Okay, thank you, Louis. I understand your dilemma. One of the challenges in the CNMI is actually governing. The culture of the CNMI actually conflicts with the American style of governing. The people are depending on the governor. They did elect him and they expect certain things from the governor. But if you watch the hearings, you should know that the governor really is working for himself more so than the people. Just like I mentioned, he said people are suffering from the pandemic not working. When I mentioned the fact that the federal government gave us $600 and the governor only gave us $500 when he could have given us $1,000 easily. It is those kinds of things. He doesn't explain the money that's being spent, and then he makes it all reprogrammable. It's not responsible spending on the governor's part. For him to say he's trying, they've been trying since they opened the casino. That has been their whole thing. Give us a chance. We're trying. One of the definitions of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And we keep saying the same thing over and over again about following this governor and giving him a chance, expecting a different result. And it's not going to happen. The other thing that the people of the CNMI need to understand that if the lieutenant governor is making a split with the governor, that should tell you something is very wrong on Capitol Hill. This is party politics that we are experiencing to keep the people voting Republican. Simple and that. It's not about what's best for the people. If the governor really cared about what was best for the people, he would allow their representatives to determine what to do with that money. Not a one-man show. We are living under a one-man show. And it's the governor. We're not living on a governing body. The governing body only had $103 million versus the governor has $500 million. Now, who is being shafted? The people and their representatives or the governor? That was pure greed, money grab. He would have gotten a budget out of that $500 million. But he didn't want that. He wanted to manipulate this money like he's doing. And every time he issues large amounts of money, like this 80 million that DPL is going to be holding, reprogram. When you hear the word reprogram, that means the people, you don't have nothing to say about this. We're going to do it this way. And that's how it's being spent, regardless of what you want it spent on. And that is what people should be up and roar about. On the mainland, there would be protests, left and right. But like the gentleman said, they respect their governor because they elected him. Well, you got to understand that speaking out against the governor doesn't mean you disrespect him, because I respect him. But he's wrong. And if you don't call him out on being wrong, he would never be held accountable.
I remember you heard a statement by Mr. Paul Harvey. You remember Paul Harvey?
No, sir.
Okay, Paul Harvey is a radio talk show back in the 70s, and there was his 80s, yeah, from 70 to 80s. But there's a president. President Nixon, and this is what he said. He said, "I respect you, Mr. President, but I think you're wrong." So, all right, we have another caller here. Hold on. Okay. Caller, go ahead. State your name and what is your question? Oh, okay, Joe. Okay, Joe, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
The last caller that just called in, he's right. That the people voted for the governor. You know?
Right.
The governor is human, but they also have to understand that the rest of the people are human too. And us as human beings, we know what happened before this shutdown of IPI. Because they're being sued left and right. Because our government, our governor, never came out and made a public announcement in regards to the outside workers treated as animals. Oh, do all of you guys remember about that? About those?
Yes.
I don't know if they're Italian or where they came from. They were put in a barracks. No power, no water. They're trapped. There's nothing picked up. They don't get paid. And our governor never come out on public and go against that. Slavery in the Marianas. We haven't learned our lesson with the garment industry.
Exactly, because that's what happened with the maids and stuff that caused the immigration to change, the mistreatment of maids and stuff like that.
All right. Okay. What is your response to that, Mr. Bennett?
Well, he's right. The governor is not being accountable. We elected him, but he's not being accountable to the people and their representatives. And that's what I'm saying. He's constantly trying to circumvent our governing ability. That's why he was pushing for Angel Demopon to be the speaker. If Angel Demopon was the speaker, there wouldn't be an investigation now.
All right.
We need to understand what's happening.
Very good
And
point.
they're doing it right in front of our faces. That's what gets me.
Okay, hold on. We have a caller here. Go ahead and state your name.
Good morning, Mr. Bennett.
Morning, sir.
My name is Felipe Torres Ferrer from Precinct 2.
Mm-hmm.
If the Lieutenant Governor, Honor Colosius, he told the truth.
Amen.
Full information was going on in Sri when the past years ago when Yunus died, and the governor select Lieutenant Governor Peter Cook. That's the time. So now the legislature investigate all the information from the tax revenue, poor, job act, everything, from the bottom to the top. Where I want to put Democrats back to work. This is not for me. It's for our people, our children, your children, my children. It's from Lura, Marianas Agupa. It's for them, not for us. Because when we pass away, we're getting old. It's for the new generation, so we can see what's going on. I believe God bless America. God bless clearly is the one who's helping here. Because why? She bring all this money here in the Commonwealth. But this government here, this government and the Congress and the Republican always spend the money on the wrong direction. Thank you, and God bless you, and God bless America, and God bless Democrat Party. Thank you.
Okay.
And he's right about that. If the situation was reversed, I'd be pulling for the Republicans. But the problem is the Republicans have had over 20 years of full control of the CNMI. I mean, full control. The House, the Senate, and the executive office. And look where we are. They threw away our Japanese market for the Chinese. I warned them. Other people warned them that the Japanese were going to leave. The social scientists in the CNMI clearly warned them that they were doing something that was going to kill our Japanese tourist market. Now we're struggling trying to rebuild our tourist market, and they're pushing North Korea as our savior when North Korea can never, ever send enough people to run our economy.
We have a caller here from Tinian, Senator Singh, former Senator Singh. Go ahead.
Ben,
Yes. Uh-huh.
Uray kulanista of ano kasi na demokrata lang siya sumofis na problema na. Hindi pa para. Tudi kumpanya tao to, including si Benen na ilay tao to. Lugagay ka si Benen gano'n.
Sige, si Ambrosa.
Hey, Mr. Bennett.
Yes, sir.
Brother,
I'm just
for Democrat. Huh?
say again.
I said just vote for Democrat.
I understand that, because that's what I'm telling people they need to do, is to take a chance on the Democrats, regardless of who's running. We need to teach the Republicans a lesson that will not only be a lesson for the Republicans, but for future politicians, whether they're Democrat or Republican, that we will fire you if you don't produce. We need to stop following this rooster that we think is going to win just because he's going to win. If the Democrats win, it's not going to change the government jobs. People in government are not going to lose their job. The only people going to lose their job are the secretaries, who are the henchmen for the governor. These are the people who are constantly pushing other people to vote for the governor. That is his power. All the commissioners, all the boards in the CNMI are now Republican. He has created a monster that is Republican. And we have to tear it, kill it as the people by voting them out and change the dynamics of the CNMI's government. Give the Democrats a chance, regardless of who that person is running. They can't be worse than what we already have.
The sad thing is there are people also that continue to believe that we are all human beings and we are all inclined to mistakes. While I agree with that, there are many mistakes here that can be prevented if only the mentality is Democrat. What do you think?
I agree with you. And let's talk about mistakes. I was a teacher. I'm a teacher and a parent. And when our youth make mistakes, they are disciplined, reprimanded. What do we do for the Republicans when they make mistakes? Elect them again? Angel Demopon stabbed us in the back, and people re-elected him.
Instead, he's getting rich investing the CNMI money at Idaho. Boise, Idaho is making. Got a house there.
I know it's ridiculous. Everybody makes mistakes, but what I'm saying is people are supposed to pay for their mistakes. They are supposed to get rewarded, and that's what's been happening.
Arguing by putting the picture of who's this Harrington at Northern Ireland.
Who?
It's his tour business.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I feel.
Well, we're going to go deer hunting and let the governor tell us. That's going to be a helpful thing. But it really wasn't anything but a family vacation to the Northern Islands at our expense. I mean, when are people going to wake up and realize this governor is not making mistakes? He's making calculated moves, and they all benefit him. When this is all over, his family is going to have so many investments in all different kinds of enterprises.
Let me interrupt for a sec. Senator. Hold on.
Okay.
Mr. What is graph? Define graph.
Graph.
Yes.
Maybe I want to read the dictionary meaning for you, because people need to know
Define
what this governor is actually doing. I don't want it to be my words. I want you to hear from the dictionary, because that's a very good word for people to really know the exact meaning.
Yes. Stand by. Here. What is this? What is that?
It is nothing but a servant or overseer or graph, and not the head, which is a title belonging to only to Christ. So, like when you're, it's like stealing. That's the best way I can say it.
Not for the right. It's taking the wealth of the public for your own personal thing. Is that
Right, exactly.
okay? So continue on, Senator.
It's patronage of yourself. It's patronizing yourself.
So well, I just thought about that because you're mentioning about the deer meat for dinner and the Northern Island vacation.
That was a good, very good no Glenn, siya na advertisement to attract more people here in the Commonwealth. We need that. Itutugan niya, the way yung gobyerno niya, titila na kumong atan, design, kuran man yun business niya, papara kung tempo.
Okay. Yeah, and while we're speaking on infrastructure, one of the things that we need to be working towards to help the local people is to give them more ownership into the tourism industry. When the Japanese were here, local people had their own trucks, doing their own tourism businesses, and the governor and the Republicans come in, took it all away from them, even took the tour guide ability away from locals and gave it to the Chinese. I think there was only one or two certified local tour guides, and the majority of them were Chinese. I'll give you a good example. In Mexico, when I did the research for the Department of Education, one of the things I saw was all the tourist sites have Mexican tour guides. Some of them were even children. One of our best tour guides was a 7-year-old kid who had learned to speak English, and he kept us laughing the whole time. We must have gave him $40 in tips as a group. But they require you to be a Mexican to be a tour guide because they want Mexicans to tell their story. Some people have come here and left actually thinking Juan Pan is one of our biggest heroes because they are being told stories by the wrong people. The requirement for tour guide should have been you must be a local person living here for 10 years or more. But they threw that away and allowed the Chinese. Now they're going to have to get new tour guides because we don't have a Chinese tourism industry anymore. If people didn't know it, the government is not going to tell them. But the Chinese government has already issued a statement that they're not letting anybody leave China to go gamble anymore.
We're heading to closing. Senator Guamos.
na discussion ng lago nung tumuwas next Saturday na.
Okay.
Dan
Yeah, please.
Niya to maupis siya na
Then continue next Saturday.
Mas klaro ayun.
Ulay no Zanloque no our invitation to Mr. Sixto Gisomar still standing.
He's not coming.
We hope that he can come in and face the NMDs and the people here regarding public land issues, right? Okay. Alright. So, Mr. Bennett, any last word?
Okay, what I would like to do last is to show you this. This is a governor's award, lifetime achievement award from the Humanities Council. But the governor nor his representative came to the awards to present the governor's award to me because it was Ambrose Bennett. I saw them in the paper the other day talking about the money Jerry Tan and them had got for the Humanities Council. Why didn't the governor show up to present his own trophy to me? And that's my so that gives you an idea of how two-faced this governor is.
Okay, Senator, you want to add for Ambrose?
I just want you to have Bennett back again next Saturday because I'm not done with him.
Okay, all right, we'll have him. And Ambrose, tell Lillian half a day from Marianas Agupa.
Yes.
Oh,
Bonito na, honey. Jesus masi.
Está.
Napapida sa wow. Sa bola kitensyon niya para itaw totano.
Está. We'll get him on the show. All right. Okay, Ambrose, thank you.
All right.
Thank you too.
All right. Adios.
All right. Adios. Está outro sábado. Taluk na uzum si Ambrose gini. All right. Kusa udi oras na para tahutsuma mana tatsudes ti ultimo mo. Buenas. Kung sige mo na tisa ditapan adingo.
Men, isa ko pa. Naninimos na.
All right. Thank you. Taluk na nay.
Todo dos no parentesyo. Governor, the lieutenant governor.
Oh, okay.
Ekono dos. Pinanaw na, Palacios.
Okay.
Tatang Torres. Nung respeta, imenawli, pare pupikot ki Paraguay, si tatamilak ko. Pare mairupalo, chamorro, lutan, kinyanin, no, akla, para siya, kumumanagit yung itan. Jesus masi, daninimus na ko pa.
Zanloque para hogo, un nenay mas na isayna bendisyon. Si Lucas, si Phil, dan si Alex.
Está Glenn retired to Stanahom, lo fanakonta ni Mama Dadesi, dati dunya si Ferran ma salapi praita todo enagla.
Está, si Jesus Masi. siyempre by startup by tatsagifan si kutsero pataswaka. Alright, po si Zeus mga si taloy si Luta. Si Pio, isay na mas uninay no bendisyon. Nagasagwag ni managang haldom na. Sadika, por favor.
Good morning, Nancy Patricia Guerrero.
Oh, Pat. Okay, shoot, Pat na sadika.
Tada, babi, sa nga nawa rin ako, I look forward para adakazin no malago para no gobyerno the next election. Kung ako ilalagay ko na ikabazero ni Toro Fan Malago, ta nasisita yung nagkabazero no mature than intelligent articulation than after din na niya bahas ta maski idak niya ngay gusto siya manotin ni para puro minagos than para siya debe na isa ni man mapupunta kaatang kabalis data attitude data balua after man masasasadi pa ako kita nota kasi man hopin na representatives than the governor.
Okay.
So, debe na taatan sa honesto mo na accountability for good governance than to restore public trust di alam gobernamento publiko. So, ikabazero ni Pafalago, debe yung aliko na maski 50 anyos debe yung bahay na siya na klaseng kabazero. Si Zeus Masi.
Alright, Zeus Masi. Sa bonito na siya na rekomendasyon na David Tauto magay o toa. Ang tigada, David toa. Galing nga siluta si Pat. Bala, nata hutsong kita yun na magtitempo na para ta panading o. Pago na sabalo si Zeus Masi talo, patuloy si tempo nizo para siya mani kung programa Marianas Agupa. Sa bunga malefa na ahi ti sinya ha man agang masya haji kwini no masya ka hiningge mo politika mo republicano no democrat independent siya sumaw na kwini iprogramata. Okay, pues listo pronto iprograman Marianas Agupa na iparatapan hita kwini ang Sabado sa papanadingan masya ti pareo ihinengge dapat siya ti pareo ihinaso no David papanadingan sa ginin inatupin hinaso the clashes of the mind nigi muna tuturo lugata tanota gobernamentota ginin inatupin hinaso ginin i-debate siya na humuhunzong maulik siya na desisyon pos pasya pa no hiningge mo politika mo siya sumaw na wag ini at tapanadingan sa tapanadingan kita ini na talungin in historian Marianas Agupa si Mariana Iglesia si Zeus Masi si Peter bueno gi Islan Guaham si Zeus Masi Peter bueno Tim bueno papa tinian Luta Senator Singh bueno tinian pwede umadingan nam Susan si Luta Jeffrey na sinago tinatagyaw sa lingwalo kaya sa kimo bueno papa tinian ti posible si Sidoro por igual sa kinya si Luta gua BIH niya sinya uto Sabalo gua si Glenn H. Magnolia si Zeus Masi para todo samjo na maniko binigi programan Marianas Agupa. Adios suway sa hamzo esta uto Sabalo. Adios.